Jurassic Park is expanding in some pretty interesting ways as a franchise. The development and release of Jurassic Park Survival is basically being met with a lot of attention from those of us that are interested in something more of a thrilling first-person experience. While the park simulation games seem like they're coming to an end with Jurassic World Evolution 3. But there is some new information on two other Jurassic games that are apparently not going to be mobile related, but full-on big title releases that have been getting talked about a bit lately. And those to-be-announced titles could really be something important for the brand. What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now, for today's video, I wanted to talk about a little rumor that was going around the Jurassic Park fan base that has kind of turned into a really cool couple of projects that we need to talk about. As far as facts go, John Melchior, the guy that has been working closely to manage the Jurassic Park and World video game franchises, has now listed his involvement with Jurassic World Evolution 2 and 3, Jurassic Park Survival, and apparently not one, but two brand new video games that have not been disclosed just yet to the public. Now look, guys, big shout out to Swerve for being the first one to really cover this information when it came out a while ago, because he has been keeping up with this stuff closely for a very long time, and this reveal is actually kind of massive for the franchise. Since John Melchior is actively in development with Saber for Jurassic Park Survival, and the fact that this second game was kind of updated out of nowhere, I really do think that the move and transition away from the kind of Jurassic World stuff they've been making for the last 10 years is totally underway, and it's underway in a very big manner. And I mainly say that because after Jurassic World Rebirth came out, that second game was added to be in development and yet to be announced, which means it had to have been given the go-ahead for John Melchior to go public with the information quite recently after Jurassic World Rebirth came out. So you look at the reception of the movie and then you're like, yeah, let's go ahead and start making this game. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that one of the games that is yet to be announced is likely going to be a sequel to Lego Jurassic World. And while I think that's actually a good idea and something that would bring in more people that haven't really been that attached to the whole park building thing since 2018, I'm not so sure that this is a 100% confirmed thing that I can bank on personally just yet. I think I'm more like 50-50 when it comes to one of these new games being Lego Jurassic World 2, because there is some other information out there that is very old that I think might just be something we need to at the very least discuss in relation to these new games being in development. So Night Dive Studios was said to be in possession of the source code for Jurassic Park Trespasser years ago, and with the development of Jurassic Park Survival being the most anticipated game and heavily interested piece of media I've seen outside of the actual Jurassic World movies, I would say that in my own personal opinion, we have like a 25% chance of a Jurassic Park Trespasser remake or remaster getting a proper rejigging in the near future. Now, that doesn't mean this is what I think it could be, it's just a possibility. Lego Jurassic World 2 is a very likely thing that could be around the corner, and it could even be like a Jurassic World Rebirth themed DLC for Jurassic World Evolution, but that still leaves an entirely new game that is yet to be announced. Personally, I don't think it's going to be Park Simulator, and I actually don't think it's going to be very rated E for everyone either. You're doing Jurassic Park, you see all the attention Jurassic Park Survival is getting, and Jurassic World Rebirth going back to basics. I think you can see where the money would be in the future. Now, I know that this is not a concrete fact when it comes to the games that will eventually come out, but the things you really need to take away from this news are that it is true that there is going to be two brand new Jurassic Park / World games that are in active development over at Universal, and that they're not going to be mobile games, but full-on big release titles. Also, that the second game that just got teased was just now, about a month and a half ago, said to be in development. And look, guys, there is no way the people behind Jurassic Park did not look at the reception of both Jurassic World Rebirth as well as the attention Jurassic Park Survival was getting, and did not factor that into the equation when making new products. It really does look like they're moving away from the latter half of the 2010s that they established with those Jurassic World movies and TV shows, and have opted to go back to the 1990s with ideas and concepts, not just in Jurassic Park Survival's setting for the story, but even with David Koepp's recycling of ideas for Lost World and JP1 when he wrote the script for Jurassic World Rebirth. Now look, if you want to know my opinions and thoughts on what these games could be, I do think the likelihood and bankability of a LEGO Jurassic World sequel is quite high, and I even think it would be a nice little success, but the actual reputation of the Jurassic Park brand is still relatively bad. I don't really like labels and narratives that studios try to create for their content. A good example being when Disney was about to release Star Wars Episode 9 and everyone on the internet started calling the films the Skywalker Saga, and look, I've been watching those movies my whole life and literally no one ever called them that at all. Not in the 90s, not in the 2000s, not in the 2010s up until the very last year. So it was clearly just a marketing ploy to try and get people interested after The Last Jedi and Solo. But from a Jurassic Park perspective, I do think they want to rebirth their brand and try to move in a different direction. Not just on like a marketing standpoint, they're making first-person Jurassic Park games. They're making games that are movies actually that are going back to ideas from the old 90s stuff. So, could we see the release of a remade Jurassic Park Trespasser from this news? Possibly, sure, but I don't have any hard evidence to say it's factually on the way. You do see a lot of people online making fan games of Dino Crisis 1 and 2, and even Jurassic Park Trespasser in VR or a full-on remake in some other way, so factor that into this equation. One thing I do know is that Primitive War and all of the scarier Jurassic Park fan films and fan games that have been coming out are definitely going to be influencing Universal's decision-making if they're smart. And if Jurassic Park Survival is doing this good with attention and press, what they should invest in is some kind of really cool dinosaur game that sets itself apart from the park building stuff. And if they play their cards right, getting actors like Scarlett Johansson, Chris Pratt, Jeff Goldblum, and others is a big W that the brand could help bolster its reputation if it does things right. I'd love to see Dino Crisis given a Jurassic Park paint job, but it would even be cool to take titles like Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Ark Survival Evolved, or even Resident Evil, and just copy their gameplay and adapt them for a canon Jurassic Park experience. And realistically, I think that's something they very easily could do. As for the release dates on these projects, look, I think the next movie is coming out in 2028. Universal is definitely going to make a Jurassic Park sequel based off of the success of Rebirth. Jurassic Park Survival might come out next year or in 2027, and we might get a trailer or two for these new titles in 2026 or 2027 at the earliest. But with Compound Fracture, Instinction, The Lost Wild, and all of those other games in development, look, make no mistake, Jurassic World is trying to go back to its roots, and it's really about to start dropping some different content to what they've been making so far. Jurassic Park Survival is going to be joined soon with 2 new Jurassic games that could be anything from a sequel to the LEGO stuff, a Trespasser follow-up, or something we don't even know of what to expect. Due to the fact that they're in active development and that they always try to release a video game in relation to their new movie, one of these titles could be coming out with whatever you want to call the sequel to Rebirth. So we could get one before that, or it could be like Jurassic Park Survival first in 2026 or 7, and then the information for a new game drops pretty soon after that, and something's going to come out with the next Jurassic Park movie, and then maybe even something right after that. This is a full forced attack and like move forward to get away from, I think, the old stuff, so it's very interesting. Now, one very odd piece of information I want to throw in here too, apparently Jurassic World Evolution 3 is somehow canon, and the team behind that game seems to be building it up as this continuation from Dominion in a very proud manner. And look, I don't know if there's some kind of faction-based war at Universal with Team Trevorrow era versus Team Kep Revival, but whatever that means, there is a part of the Jurassic Park franchise branding that is kind of trying to hang on to the old stuff from the last trilogy and even incorporate Dominion's plot with the new Netflix series season, and this whole canon conversation around the new Jurassic World Evolution video game is just further proof of that. I don't know what to expect anymore, guys. Things are going in wildly different directions, but look, the facts are Jurassic Park Survival is not the only title that we have coming out in the future, and make no mistake, while one of these new games could just be like, I don't know, Jurassic World Evolution 3 Rebirth DLC or something like that, I really think that is just going to be a bare minimum thing. We're about to get some new Jurassic Park games alongside Survival. They're going to steer us in a very different direction. And that's really what I think a lot of us have been hoping for at least 5 years now. But anyways, guys, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions on the subject matter. Let me know what kind of game you actually want to see them make, and let me know what you think these 2 titles could be and how it's going to relate to the new Jurassic Park movie. Whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, guys, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all, Christ is King, see you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.